Hello, today we are going to solve October 2023 paper question number 2, part B. Prepare the statement of profit or loss and other comprehensive income for the year ended 30th September 2023. Let's look at the revenue. Revenue, we had already calculated the total sales. So it is 96,300. So from the previous question, so let's write the revenue. So the revenue was at 96,300. Okay, then opening inventory. The opening inventory is going to be 1,100. So let's write here 1,100. And then we had calculated purchases from the previous. The total value was 40,900. So it included credit and cash purchases. So 40,900. Now less the closing inventory we have to do. So let's write first. So if we add up these two values, it's going to be equal to 42,000. Okay. Now we have to include the cost of sale, closing inventory. So closing inventory was around 1,450. This we have to subtract. So less 1,450. 42,000 minus 1,450. This is going to give you cost of sales. So the cost of sales value is going to be equal to, sales will be equal to 40,550. Gross profit, the gross profit value is going to be equal to 96,300 minus 40,550. It is 55,750. So 55,750. So this is the gross profit value. Okay. Next one is a other income. So the other income was a commission received. It was 850. So let's write 850 here. And then add up the total income. Okay. So now let's add the total income together. So 55,750 plus 850, it is 56,600. So 56,600. So this becomes the total income. Okay, this becomes the total income. Now we have to do less expenses. So first one is the irrecoverable debt. Okay, it was 2,100. So let's write that. So 2,100. Then the wages. Okay, now let's adjust the wages, because he's saying wages owing was 350 on 1st October 2022. So the balance on 1st October 2022, balance BD was 350. And then they are saying that at the ending, okay, the ending balances were at 800. These are, he's giving wages owing. So I will include, okay, the same thing. So at the end also the wages owing were at around 800. Okay. Now expense, the wages paid, okay, we have to include. So some wages must have been paid through the bank. So that wages paid was 17,000. Okay. And then, so this is also the balance carried down here. So balance carried down, okay, brought down becomes the carried down on 30th September 2022. So that will be the same as the beginning balance of the next month. So now let's calculate how much is going to go into the income statement. So it is profit and loss of the income statement. So 17,800. Okay, let's calculate here. This will be 17,800 total. Um, Now 17,800 minus 350. So 17,800 minus 350 is equal to 17,450. 17,450. This much will go into the income statement. So let's write here. So it is 17,450. Next one is the general expenses. General expenses also has prepaid and owing balances. At the beginning expense, it's going to appear on the debit side, right? So the beginning balance was around 950. Okay, 950 was the beginning balance, and at the end we can see that it had an owed balance of 2,400. So the owing balance on this side was 2,400. So 2,400. So this will also be the same as the 2,400. It will also be the same as this balance. Okay. Amount of general expenses was paid through the bank. It is 8,900. So let's write that. So the bank, it was paid as 8,900. Okay, so these are the balances we have. So the first one is the beginning balance, then the bank we got this much, and there was an ending balance. Okay, so the ending balance was 2,400, right? So it's to be transferred to the income statement. Okay, it's going to appear on the income statement on the credit side. So let's add up. So 2,400 plus 2,400 plus 8,900 plus 950. So 12,250. Okay, 12,250 should be the same on either side. So which means I need to transfer to the income statement amount of 12,250. So now let's write the value here. So the amount that needs to be transferred for the general expenses, okay, is 12,250 as per the data given. Next one, we have the rent balance. We saw that 1,500 per month was the extra paid. So we have to adjust this rent. 500 minus 1,500, that's equal to 18,000. Okay, so that value is going to be equal to 18,000. Then we have to calculate the bank loan interest. We had already calculated here. So 8% bank loan was taken out on 1st Jan 2023 for a period of 5 years. So this 8% bank loan was on the amount of 15,000, but it was taken out on 1st Jan. 1st Jan to September is only 9 months. So the interest on the loan becomes 900. Okay, so the interest on the loan becomes 900. Then we have to calculate the depreciation of the equipment. Equipment at the valuation was 11,650 and the ending valuation they have given. So let's calculate. So here, So 11,650 minus 10,100. So that is equal to 1,550. Okay, so that's the depreciation. So it is 1,550. Next one is a delivery vehicle. Okay, delivery vehicle is going to be equal to its depreciation. We had to calculate. Valuation was 4,000 and this was sold for 2,700. Okay, so now let's calculate the depreciation value. So and then there was a purchase of 9,000 and this has become 8,300. So we have to look at it like that. So depreciation is on the new vehicle because the old vehicle has been sold. So depreciation on new vehicle, on the new delivery vehicle, because we know that they have only one delivery vehicle at a time in the business. That's what it states here. Okay, they always have one delivery vehicle at a time. So this was purchased, so which means that 9,000 minus 8,300, so that gives the depreciation value. So that is equal to 300, so that is 700. So the depreciation value is 700. So let's add this. And then we have the loss on the sale of delivery vehicle. We had to catch one was its delivery vehicle valuation was 4,000, but they received a check of 2,700 only. So which means that they have made a loss. So 4,000 is its carrying value minus 2,700, that is equal to they have made a loss of 1,300 pounds. So that was the thing, they had to get more than 4,000 carrying value. So 1,300. So now let's add all the expenses together. So the value is 54 to 50. Track this expense from the total income. 56,600 minus 54,250. So that value is 2,350. Okay, so so this is the profit for the year. Okay, profit for the year.